A land painted red. The suspenseful saga of Florida's 16th-century clash. Florida's pristine beaches, now teeming with tourists, hold a hidden past. In the 16th century, these very sands became the canvas for a chilling encounter between two European empires, their clash leaving a stain that history remembers as the Matanzas Inlet Massacre. The drama unfolded against the backdrop of religious turmoil. France, embroiled in the brutal wars of religion, witnessed the plight of the Huguenots, a Protestant sect facing persecution. Admiral Gaspard de Coligny, a Huguenot sympathizer, saw an opportunity in Florida. It could be a haven for his fellow believers, a refuge where they could practice their faith freely, while simultaneously strengthening France's claim on the New World. However, Spain, a staunchly Catholic nation, had already claimed Florida through the explorations of Ponce de Leon and Hernando de Soto. They viewed the French presence as a direct threat, an unwelcome intrusion into their vast American empire. In 1564, tensions reached a boiling point. Under the command of René de Laudonnière, the French established Fort Caroline on the banks of the St. Johns River. This audacious move sent shockwaves through the Spanish court. A seasoned military leader, Pedro Menéndez de Avilés, was dispatched to swiftly deal with the French. With unwavering determination, Menéndez established St. Augustine, a strategic Spanish foothold, and turned his focus towards dismantling Fort Caroline. Fate, however, took an unexpected turn. A ferocious storm ripped through the region, scattering the French fleet, leaving many soldiers, including Fort Caroline's commander, Jean Ribault, stranded and vulnerable on the unforgiving shores. This was the opening Menéndez had been waiting for. He marched on the weakened Fort Caroline with his well-equipped force. The French, caught off guard and outnumbered, were quickly subdued. In a ruthless display of power, Menéndez ordered the execution of most of the French soldiers, leaving a chilling reminder of Spanish dominance. But the story doesn't end there. Ribault and his stranded men, their hopes dwindling, were approached by Menéndez under the guise of negotiation. This was a cruel deception. Lured into a trap at Matanzas Inlet, the French were ambushed and massacred. Their lifeless bodies were left scattered on the blood-soaked sand, a grim testament to the Spaniards' brutality. The aftermath of the massacre of French Huguenots by the Spanish in Florida had significant and lasting impacts. Spanish control. The incident solidified Spanish control over Florida, which lasted for 235 years. It also led to the naming of the Matanzas River, which translates to slaughters in Spanish, a grim reminder of the events that took place there. Fort Mateo. After the massacre at Fort Caroline, the Spanish renamed the captured fort as Fort Mateo and left an occupying force there. This act further established Spanish presence and dominance in the region. Doctrine of uti possidetis. With the French forces killed or driven away, Spain's claim to La Florida was legitimized by the doctrine of uti possidetis de facto, meaning effective occupation. As a result, Spanish Florida stretched from the Panuco River on the Gulf of Mexico, up the Atlantic coast to Chesapeake Bay. Impact on colonization. The massacres effectively ended French colonial ambitions in Florida, leaving England and France to establish their colonies elsewhere. This event reshaped the colonial landscape of North America. Legacy. The brutal nature of the conflict and the subsequent massacres left a lasting legacy in the history of colonial America, highlighting the religious and geopolitical tensions of the era. These outcomes underscore the turbulent nature of European colonization in the Americas and the often violent struggles for territorial and religious dominance.